few words. Shocking. Well, you know, this is very important to us and to me in particular, which is why I got out of my workout clothes and actually put a dress on, so we know how important this actually is. I want to thank the Chamber. This is a wonderful honor. And thank you, Chrissy, for the wonderful introduction. You basically said a lot of great stuff, which I appreciate. It's interesting, though, because that number that you quoted, we have done some recent research, and that's actually gone up. So the year before last would have been about 70,000. We actually last year did 160 live shows, right? That's not including our HD series that we do with the Met Opera and the National Theater and now the Bolshoi Ballet. It doesn't include our film series or our first run films. We still do those once in a while. So the number actually is more than 80,000 people went through our doors last year, and a conservative number for how much money was probably pumped into the economy of the town is over $2 million. Wow. So it goes up, and yeah, no, it's great. And it's interesting because, you know, we have a wonderful board of directors, obviously, and a wonderful leadership advisory board as well. And long time ago, I started on the board of the Ridgefield Playhouse back in 2001, and I became the executive director in 2004. And I would say, I remember meeting with John Patrick, who is one of our leadership advisory board members now, and he really is the person who helped push us towards grasping the concept of running this nonprofit as a business, right? Because a lot of nonprofits, it's a very difficult world, the nonprofit world, and a lot of nonprofits run it in a way that if you don't have the members and the sponsors and the donors, then you're really dead in the water, and it's led to the demise of many nonprofits. And we obviously do rely on sponsors, donors, and members. But one of the first things that I started to do as executive director is run each show as its own little business, so to speak. So I'm just going to give you, because you're all business people, and this is after I tell you this, you're going to be able to figure out how much every single artist that comes through the doors of the Playhouse, how much money they get. So this is how I do it. When we book an artist, we take let's say that the artist gets $20,000 as their guarantee, which is what the average artist would probably get. Some are more expensive. Willie Nelson was $75,000, some are less. Our expenses for each show, it's about $15,000, between $12,000 and $15,000. We do about $4,500 for marketing. Our house nut is about $4,600 to $5,000, and production is anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000, depending on the act. And so if you take that number and the $20,000 of, let's say, the artist fee, and the $15,000, let's say, of the costs of the show, that's $35,000. Divide that by 500, and that's what's going to get you your ticket price, which is about a $70 ticket, I think. I don't know. You do the math. That's why I have Julie. But basically, that's how we get our ticket prices. So there's no profit built into any of those ticket prices. So it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh well, I want to see Greg Allman, but I don't want to pay that price. Well, that's how much Greg Allman costs. See one of our emerging artists, they're only $25. Yeah. And maybe you never heard of them, but they're a great act to see. We really do make it so that there's every act is affordable. In other words, we run from $15 shows up to obviously $250 shows when you get to the price tag of a Willie Nelson. But everything that we do is hopefully self-sustainable in and of itself. So if we sold out of every show, we would cover all of those costs all the time. So then why do we need members and sponsors and donors? Well, we need members and sponsors and donors to fulfill our mission, because not every show sells out, first of all. And second of all, a lot of the decisions that we make for programming and otherwise is not just made, it's not just, oh, this is going to be a successful show. We do have some of those. But a lot of the shows we do, we know aren't going to be successful. We do them because they fulfill our mission. And we're very lucky to have such a well-rounded offering, and everything from an emerging artist series, which is such a great thing to have. I don't know if you really understand how wonderful it is to be able to not only help artists that are trying to make it, the music world is a whole different world nowadays, but also to be able to see a lot of these acts on their way up. We really want to be able to offer everything from children's programming, and our children's shows, they don't sell out like they used to. I blame it on electronics and Facebook, and I don't know. I sound like an old coot now, but it's true. I mean, in the past few years, the attendance has gone way down because parents don't want to have to. Kids don't want to see live shows anymore, so we really try and promote that and push that as much as we can, and we're not going to not do it because people don't come as much. That's the thing. Some of the stuff we do, we're going to do it because it's part of our mission, it's part of what we do. And, our Met Opera and all of that stuff has been great. Some of them do fabulous, and sometimes we only get 60 people to a Met Opera or a National Theater. But how wonderful that we can offer it. We have wonderful classes that we do. In fact, Ira Jo Fisher is doing a course on speaking fearlessly. Plug. And many of you are have to speak as business owners, so you may want to just check out the class. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. So anyway, so yes, we do try and run it like a business. We do things like we took over our bar recently, and that's been a huge business boost for us. So there are things that we try and do that are business-like. We are a true nonprofit. And that's why, like I said, a lot of the decisions we make are really to uphold our mission. When we give away tickets for our Arts for Everyone, we are able to, through our Arts for Everyone outreach program, we were able to give tickets to many schools, which is our arts and education thing that we do. So Arts for Everyone is different from arts and education. A lot of people get that mixed up. Arts for Everyone is where we give tickets to people and other nonprofits and schools from low-income areas so that they can come and experience the arts for free. Part of our mission. Costs us money. Thank you for donating and for supporting us so that we could do that. We were able to give an entire Danbury school free admission to one of our shows and bus them in because of that, because they can't afford the buses. We did it for a school in Bridgeport. We've done it for many Title I schools, and it's a great thing to be able to do. And we also want to be able to support the town, obviously. That's a big reason why we push to exist the way that we exist. I love this town. So a lot of you, some of you know this, some of you don't know this. I work at the Playhouse for free. I work there, I would say, close to 7 days a week. many hours a day. I wouldn't do this for any other venue. I've had offers to work at other venues. The Cape Theater up in Old Saybrook wanted to hire me, and I'm like, this isn't what I do. I don't do this because I want to be an executive director. I don't. I do this because I love this town. And I think that the Playhouse is such an important aspect of this town. It not only brings people to the shops and to the restaurants and brings them to live here, but it also is, it's just a wonderful thing once you are here to be able to live in a community that offers such wonderful shows and speaking events, and it's a great place to rent out. We have so many local dance studios and fundraisers that we do for Branchville just did one of their fundraisers. Farmingville just did one of their fundraisers, and they can show movies, and the kids come and they raise, it helps raise money for the PTAs, and Lewisboro is doing their comedy night tonight, actually, and it's a fundraiser for them to build a new ball field. And so I just love that it's available and it's here, and it's when the Playhouse was first built in 1939, because the building's from 1909, but the auditorium that the Playhouse is was built in 1939. When it was first built in 1939, it was the cultural hub of the town. It's where the town government had their meetings. Toscanini performed there, conducted there. It was where they did everything, and it's not that dissimilar today. We do the town hall meeting every year there. We do the Board of Ed meeting sometimes there. We do a lot of great things for the community in addition to having Willie Nelson come. So, you know, that's all because of you. That's all because of the support that we get from the businesses and the town and the members and the donors. We couldn't do any of that without you. I just want to say one last thing, and I promise I'll stop talking. Clearly, I don't need to take your class, Howard Joe. I have no problem with speaking. So, one of the things that I just want to say is, you know, to a certain extent, I have felt over the years that we've been a victim of our own success, in the sense that people sometimes don't realize how much of a struggling nonprofit we really are. And we are. And we're lucky enough to be able to have employees that are dedicated to work at our facility for not a lot of money, because they feel the same way that I do, that this is a great place to be. It's a great town to work in. It's a great facility to be in. So I actually just want to acknowledge, give a big round of applause to the employees that come in every day. We have wonderful marketing people. We have a very small staff. And on this tiny staff of, what are there, like 5 of us back there and a couple of people in the front, we run a performing arts center 7 days a week. We open our doors at 9 a.m. Sometimes we don't close them till 1 a.m. at the end of the loadout. And everybody comes in the next day. And you know, some weeks we're exhausted, but we do it. We do it every single day. And I also want to thank all of our sponsors. We have a few of you here today. BMW, I know, is here, Fairfield County Bank, Reynolds and Ruella, Hamlin Hub, Ridgefield Press. We've got a Desi. And we have a lot more, but I can't go through everyone. They're all listed. I do think that being involved at the Playhouse as a business is a win-win, because I think that not only are you supporting the arts and supporting the town, but we do a lot of marketing and publicity for every single show out there, and you as a business reap the benefit of that marketing that we have to do anyway, because we've got to get butts in the seats. So I think that that's something. So if you do see this little thing, promote your business and be a part of the arts, that's support the arts, that's a great little thing to do. And you can call Suzanne Brennan anytime and talk about that. But one of the last things is that as a business, we also can offer the ability to associate your business with these world-class performers that you wouldn't be able to get access to otherwise. So that's kind of a cool thing too. And we have lots of things going on, but I don't want to talk too much. I already did. I just want to thank you very much. I just wanted to explain the business of the Playhouse, and thank you for acknowledging our success and our struggle and everything else. We appreciate it. Thank you.